short side-by-side comparison between two different headphones. So firstly, the Anker Soundcore Space One Q45, which is these ones here. And then also these Bose QC Comfort Ultra. So sorry for that zip sound, but let me just take these out of the case. Unfortunately, I don't have the case with me for the Q45s, so we can't really do a case comparison, but these are the Bose QC Ultra, the latest model available right now. So just if we put these two side by side so you can take a closer look and adjust for the lighting a little bit. As you can tell right away, the QC45 in my left hand here are much more bulky, I would say, whereas the Bose have a much nicer, slimmer, more premium look to them overall. So I really don't quite like the look of these as well. I don't like the size of them. They just look very big, and I just don't like the styling in general. This doesn't do it for me. Styling is a very personal thing, so maybe others do love this sort of styling, but for me, I'm not a fan of it. Besides the styling, though, the Bose QC, sorry, the Soundcore Q45 are actually quite nice. So the padding and the cushions are very, very soft. The padding on the headband here is also very soft and comfortable. The headband generally feels very sturdy. It has a nice metallic band at the top. It's very nicely adjustable. And at the same time, the Bose is also just as good. The materials feel very premium, as you would hope that they would, costing around $600, these headphones. So I don't know if I've mentioned the price yet, but these initially retail for 650 Australian dollars. I think at the moment they sell for about 550 Australian dollars. These ones, Soundcore, I believe, lists the retail price at about $250 Australian, although they're always on discount. So I think I bought this pair for about $150. So they're much cheaper. They're about 3 to 4 times cheaper, depending on what sort of deal you can get for them. But they're the most premium model that you can get in the Soundcore. I think they might have a Pro version as well. I don't quite know exactly what the difference are, but the Q45 are one of the most premium models you can get in the Soundcore range. And this is also the most premium model that you can get in the Bose range. To talk a little bit about the sound quality, I've made some other videos before. I'm not really an audiophile, so I'm probably not the best person to ask about, super precise descriptions of highs, lows, mids, and what each one excels at. But I think, at least to me, there's not much in it. Not much in it. The difference is definitely not. These are not 3 times or 4 times better from a music listening or Netflix watching point of view than these. I mean, these do sound great, and they have a nice feature called I think spatial listening or immersive listening. I forget exactly what they call it, but you can turn this mode on where they try to localize the music at a point in front of you, so that then when you turn your head around as you're wearing the headphones, it's like the music stays in place over here, and it's really good for positioning the music, which makes you feel like you're not wearing headphones. It makes you feel like there's just a loud music source in front of you, like you're maybe watching TV at home and you have a good home theater system with speakers up front and a center and sides and so on. And it's really good at giving you that sensation, which is something quite different and unique. Now, I don't know if you'd want to listen to that all the time. He might get a bit gimmicky after a while. I'm not quite sure. But as a first impression, that is something that's new that I haven't felt before, which is kind of interesting and kind of cool. Although, if you're just sitting like I am now, looking straight ahead, or you're at work or at a library or on a plane and you're looking straight ahead, you don't really get that spatial sensation unless you're constantly moving your head around, so I'm not quite sure how useful it actually is. But besides that, just comparing the sound quality for music and like Netflix and YouTube watching, there's not much in it. Especially if you play around with the EQ settings on both of these, you can get them to sound pretty identical to each other, at least from my untrained ear point of view. So I don't see that as a major advantage to want to spend 3 or 4 times as much on these over these. Also, the other main feature is ANC, active noise cancellation. Bose are well known for ANC because they invented ANC. So they released the first consumer ANC headphones in 1999 or 2000, one of the quiet comfort models, right? They pioneered ANC for the consumer space, and they bought and owned the patent for that, right? But that patent actually expired in 2020. So now everybody does ANC on all their headphones and all their earphones as well. I actually have a few other videos that I talk about ANC a little bit more, but there's not much difference in them at all. I think when it comes to ANC, the biggest difference you would actually notice is probably just in how well the headphones fit your particular ears, and the same for earbuds as well. Like if you get a good seal around your ears, you're actually going to get better noise cancellation because you're getting better passive noise cancellation, which does a much better job at canceling those mid to high frequencies of like human speech and other random sounds that active noise cancellation doesn't actually tackle at all. So active noise cancellation will only block out like the sound of an airplane engine or sound of a vacuum cleaner or of a fan or these other type of long frequency waves, right? So again, ANC, maybe if you tried really hard, you could notice these being a little bit better at specific frequencies or specific sounds. But once you put something on, like some music or whatever, it's impossible to tell. These do a good enough job, and most things out on the market these days do a good enough job at ANC that I don't really think it's a key differentiator anymore. So I guess the only reason why, like if these two were exactly the same cost, I would definitely pick these ones. And the main reason why I would pick these ones is just because of the style, right? To me, they look a lot more inconspicuous, a little bit smaller, a little bit more stylish, easier to blend in with whatever you may be wearing. They don't stand out as much, and they're also very comfortable. They're also a little bit smaller, which I like. And I don't have the Soundcore case with me, but the case is actually smaller than the Soundcore as well. So for me, size is a big thing. Like in general, I'm not a headphone guy, and I have another video about why I don't like headphones, and I'll always pick earbuds over headphones. But if I had to pick up between 2 different headphones and these were the same cost, or somebody was willing to gift me one or the other, I would obviously pick this one. If I had to pay my own money, 150 versus about $550, I wouldn't buy these. I don't think, to me, they provide $550 worth of value. So I just wouldn't spend that kind of money on these for myself, because like I said, I'm not an audiophile, and I don't think the other features are differentiating enough between budget headphones to be worth it. I also wouldn't buy these at 150 for myself as well. These are not mine, actually. These belong to somebody else, but I just had them on hand, so I thought I would do a comparison. Just the style for this is not my thing. So I'll probably look for something else at around the $150 mark, 150 to 200. I think that's kind of a sweet spot. That's Australian dollars, so if American, you may have to adjust accordingly, maybe $100 to $150. But I think that's kind of a sweet spot for headphones, where you get really good comfort, really good music and sound quality in general, good ANC, probably better styling than this. But styling is a very subjective thing, so you just got to go out there and try lots of different pairs and see which ones you like, which ones suit your head shape better, and which one you feel look better and sound better to you. But in general, don't fall into the marketing hype where you think that just because something costs a lot of money whether it's these Bose or the Sonos premium headphones or the Apple premium headphones that they have, which are all over $500. Don't think that just because you're spending over $500, you're getting the best of the best, and you're going to have a much, much better experience. Because I think there's a lot of false advertising and false expectation settings when it comes to that. I think you're just buying the brand and the image and the perception of quality versus actual differences in real quality. If you actually do an honest side-by-side comparison for yourself without being biased towards which one you think might sound better, or just do a double blind side-by-side comparison, if you can somehow have a friend that switches the headphones on your phone between one or the other, and then one or the other back and forth with the same music sources, you might find that you actually can't tell much of a difference either. So I guess my main point is, try before you buy. Don't fall for the marketing hype. Don't fall for people talking on blogs and YouTube videos and raving about how good the $500-600 headphones are. A lot of the times it's fluff.